hear me?
Very good. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing fine. It's nice to hear lovely and sexy.
Well, thank you.
How you been? What has you been up to? Because I see you've been a busy lady. Any good shoots? What's been going on?
So I'm actually taking this month just kind of as a chill month. I didn't book any shoots. I'm just kind of playing catch up, doing some behind the scenes work that fans don't necessarily ever, excuse me, ever get to see or know about, and just kind
Mm,
of working my way for getting ready to start shooting again in March.
okay then. It's not really.
Sorry, what was that? You broke up a little bit.
No, I'm sorry about that. I said basically prep things to go out.
Yeah, pretty much. Doing some editing, doing some marketing, getting some content ready to go out on all of my sites. Um, yeah, just kind of spending the month getting ready.
I'm pretty sure that you have filmed the stoppage. Please speak to and tell the people how much work editing and all the editing also making you might add that good stuff.
Yeah, so I tend to shoot a lot of complicated things, to be honest. And so I spend a lot of time editing, especially with my hardcore scenes. My fetish content, it's very easy because I set up a tripod, I start it, stop it, and I try really hard not to need to cut it all. But in my hardcore scenes, like, I don't have that much control because it's not just me doing everything. And so I have to pay attention to things like, okay, did someone say, hey, pause for just a second? I need to catch my breath. And there's a
Mm,
lot more paying attention. And like you said, adding watermarks, making trailers, making GIFs. I have to make trailers that are differing lengths for differing sites. You know, MiniVids wants a 30-second preview, whereas I can't monetize on X videos unless a video is longer than 5 minutes. And so it's a lot of previews, a lot of GIF making, a lot of DVD cover makings because I
mm,
post on or I post my content on VOD sites like Adult Empire and Hot Movies. And it's a lot of work and it's just me. And so one hardcore scene may take up to 10 hours of work beyond
it's so
filming.
true because I
Just,
mean because even with like I'm retired, I have so much content and a lot of it, and a lot of it is out there. You reintroducing it. Like I have like actual trailers where you have the skit and you know what I'm saying, the highlights of the scene. Then you have the little 2 minute trailer which just might be a position that she's doing or this, that, and the third. It's kind of like people must understand it's like movies, like the way they market movies. They give you different trailers to remind you when it's supposed to be dropping. And then, of course, the
yeah,
final trailer when it does drop. And then, of course, trailers after that to remind you that it's out. Period.
exactly.
And then I'm gonna tell you what's funny. With podcasting, I didn't realize it was, you know what I'm saying? I knew I had to do maybe some editing. I have a point. It's like, geez, I'm like, really?
It's a lot of work behind the scenes to have good quality content and be able to make a living off of it. This is my only job. Prior to the pandemic, I worked a vanilla career, but now this is my only job, and I spend a lot of time doing a lot more work. And granted, my income has increased a lot since
Mhm.
before the pandemic, but I spend a lot of time doing all the things that nobody really thinks about unless they're industry. Nobody thinks about making trailers. Nobody
Yeah.
thinks about cutting a scene to make sure that everything is just right. I spent like 3 hours yesterday just making sure that I had good audio quality in a scene. Three
Mm-hmm.
hours for audio quality. Yeah.
Let me do these particulars real quick to decide this because this is a female that understands technical.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on A. We're trying to start a podcast career. You got to do is go to Anchor or download it on. I'm your host, Cap. I'm aka the point. I know what it is. Find all my links. All my links. Doc. Raps. Wonderful sponsors. In the Facebook and the Ellis community. Also, one of the things out in the game right now, eroticismmagazine.com. The paperback, delivered to you, or monthly subscription. Last and not but least, xsitebunny.com. Triple X and enjoy all that. This is a new site for you to check out the people. And for you content creators, 10% profit, available. Go to xsitebunny.com and wherever you creating or you enjoy. And we're partnering with the GW District to my podcast, giving you the Black experience. Plus, go to district.com and some over retailers and shops. And the last thing I got to tell you is I knew anymore because it just, but it's a go-to. I'm Hawk After Dark. Go today and I would go to my catch it on the radio. So go to Skyhawk After Dark and catch that smoke. Returning sexy, becoming legendary woman. Introduce herself.
Well, thank you, Bobby. My name is Sydney Screams, and I am a BBW plus size performer based out of Las Vegas. I've been making fetish content and hardcore content for about 14 years now, and it's a lot of fun and a lot of work.
Now, let's get to the work side of it. What program?
I use Final Cut Pro for cutting videos, as well as some sound editing. Sometimes I have to outsource my sound editing if it's beyond my capabilities. But I use Final Cut Pro, and then for photo editing, I use Adobe Photoshop.
Shoot. Realize when you record a video, the audio is either behind. No, it's going to be behind. No, yeah, behind. Out of 10. So it's looking like it's a Chinese kung fu flick, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to look like I'm like dubbing in my own voice in my scenes.
Yeah. Like, oh, look. Oh, ha ha ha. Please suck my cock. You know what I'm saying? She's going, right? The movie. If you ain't got the edit audio, like what the scene, and he sent it to me. I remember one particular. I call it waited, but in the way she's supposed to be get married, it's like an hour before she's supposed to go out. Up her egg, and we in the fuck. And the audio, so this and be able to move the. Hey, trust me, it meticulous do that shit because
yeah,
like a minute just to get the. Damn. I was so happy with that. I'm mad because I lost the version. I ain't got no software to probably look at it. And sometimes they don't. Actually, what's sad is the show. One of them was the one with the audio messed up on many vids.
Oh my god!
Y'all, Bruce Lee, I got you. But yeah, but how many times you run into that?
So for me, I don't run into that too much because I have an on-camera microphone. If I was using a like separate microphone that wasn't connected to my camera, I would probably run into that a lot more because I am really bad at being like that meticulous with
Mm-hmm.
aligning audio and video. And so for me, I try really hard not to have to do that. Um, but I do sometimes shoot with multiple cameras, like on a tripod. And it's really difficult because I'm trying to make sure that, like, they're not getting repeating words, just different camera
Yeah.
angles, because I don't want people to feel cheated or anything, or like they're paying for something and then seeing it just the same thing from two different angles, you know. And so it's difficult because, like, I'm editing a scene for Valentine's Day, and we shot it with two different cameras, two different angles. And one camera, the sound is a little quieter, it's a little bit harder to like pick up all of the little audio nuances. And I'm trying to align everything with this multicam footage that I've got to make it
Mm-hmm.
so it all sounds uniform. It looks good. It flows good. I've got good angles, you know, all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
people don't even realize that that's a thing that we worry about, that we pay attention
Yeah.
to. And you know, I do admin work for other performers from time to time, and
Mm-hmm.
not at all to sound like a diva or anything, but some people have really shitty audio, and it drives me crazy because I'm over here like, I'm not even an audiophile. I appreciate when it's got good sound quality, and there are so many people out there who have just absolutely shitty sound quality, and that bothers me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I can't
Oh
imagine
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no.
bother
You ain't
consumers
wrong for
either.
that. Wrong for that. Because because like the air conditioning makes a whole a lot of
Yes.
times. But you get setting, period.
Yes.
Because like that you might have, like, I tell some, if you ain't sweating, and that's like, or whether you had air conditioning, because what ended up happening is you can be like, yeah, and it's not gonna mix well,
No.
because people gonna want to hear moan, they want to hear the interaction. Like back in the 80s, behind, no, we don't do that anymore. It's gone. That cheesy point music wouldn't anymore. You know,
it's
so yeah.
it, it's really hard because, like, I'm here in Vegas, right? And so in the summer it is so hot that, like, I can't turn off my air conditioning. But if I don't turn it off, then I've got it in the background of my videos, and that just
Mm-hmm.
sounds terrible. And for me, I'm not talented enough. I don't think most people are talented enough to pull the sound of air conditioning and still keep voices authentic to the actual sound of someone's voice.
Oh, is
Because
that even possible?
it is like when you try to take out that constant hum of an air conditioner running, it
Mm-hmm.
just makes everyone's voice sound like they're talking into a tin can. And, like, it's not that there's an echo, it just sounds robotic to me. And I'm
Yeah.
not a robot, I'm a fucking human being. I breathe, I blink, I have emotions. I have this gorgeous soft body, you know? I don't
Mm-hmm.
sound like a fucking robot. I don't want to sound like a robot. But if I don't fix my sound, if I don't turn off my air conditioning, then I sound like a goddamn robot, and I don't want that.
Yes. Only getting pounded.
Exactly. Nobody wants to hear robot moans.
Because it can be scream when you. It's okay. Let it out. It all the time. It felt good. You know. Like I said, I mean, even when with the editing that I used to do, boy, guy might pop, and if we get it back up, shoot for, let's say, another 10, 15, 20 minutes, moving the cum shot perfectly to the end. You get what I'm saying? To where it really matches up. You know, I had to
Yeah.
do that a lot. And two, also, I got to give you work with two tripod cameras with one moving camera. I was good.
Not all of
Because
my
to
scenes are tripoded. I do tend to prefer to have a camera person.
yeah,
However, like the other day it was just me and my partner shooting this
yeah,
scene for Valentine's Day, and like we planned it so last minute that we were like, "You know what? We don't even have time to ask if anyone's available to run camera. Let's
mm-hmm,
just fucking shoot this damn thing." And so generally I would prefer to have a camera person, but in a
mm-hmm,
pinch, multiple cameras on multiple tripods will do.
yeah. Oh no, because even to the point, it was when I started doing stuff towards the end of my like if cameraman straight
Yeah.
up. Point that if she rode, like for example, like be so much board, I'd be like pillow to bed, like right underneath the pillow, right above my head, where you can't see, you can see everything she's doing reverse cowgirl forward. You know, to me, just like I remember my name Ryan drag for part scenes back in the day because
Yeah.
I mean he laughed at about this shit. Fun. Yeah, it's damn near norm. So I always did, and even with me, I just kept to where it was just on her, like with a angle, you know, a up angle, down angle, you know what I'm saying, to make it interesting. With tripod shit, it's kind of like with you, you got to sit here and fit two different scenes, which is the same scene, to one scene. I
Yep.
salute you.
And here's the thing
Got
is
more.
like I'm trying still to get as many angles as possible. And so what ended up being
Mm-hmm.
I think a 27-minute scene, there's a lot of camera cuts because
Nah, it cut out reason got it in there. So that's the
Oh, okay.
reason why. So, but anyway, but
Yeah.
okay, finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I am like super meticulous even when I shoot with tripods because I want to catch the good stuff that people want from porn. The penetration
Mm-hmm.
shots, the good blowjob shots, the good pussy eating shots, all of that
Mm-hmm.
matters to me. And so even with two tripods, I think we cut at least half a dozen times to create a 27-minute scene just because we wanted to make sure that we were getting the good angles, that both of us were in shot, that faces were visible, or, penetration was visible, all of those things. And so, even with a tripod, like, I don't just stick it in a corner and call it a day. I'm trying to get as many angles in different ways, the same way someone would if they were hand holding a camera. But it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
harder with a tripod because you kind of have to like know exactly where you need to be, or else you end up with a lot of this like dead space in the shot. And to me, I really hate dead space. Like it's not being used, there's not a body in it. And it's just one of my personal pet peeves with porn is when there's too
Mm-hmm.
much empty space that is not like you could show me something better, show me a close-up, show me,
Yeah.
you know something juicy and good. And so it's really hard to still achieve all of that with a
Mm-hmm.
tripod.
Yeah, because the the thing about it is that what we always talked about is the preparation of a scene. Because like
Yeah.
I'm all how the scene is going to be, where I want to position the lights, where I want the camera. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's kind of like that Sherlock Holmes shit where you see what you're like, yeah, he gonna eat the pussy right there. And then we're gonna go to the chair, and then I'm gonna ride the stick on the chair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And counter, I'm just put my tits all in his face. And you know what I'm saying?
It's
Period.
a lot.
How much? How do that? How much prep do you really and tell
A
everybody how
lot.
you put
A lot. So the other day it was my partner and and her and I, like, we know each other. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're not always the best at communicating as clearly as we want, because we were having an argument while filming, and we were both arguing for the exact same thing. And it was just like we were communicating on two different wavelengths. And so we like went into a different room to demonstrate the issues that we were both foreseeing. And it was like, honestly, it took us 3, maybe 4 hours, because we're tripoding. It's just the two of us, you know. I had to go through and decorate the room to make sure it was prepped and ready, you know, for
Mm-hmm.
that one scene, less than 30 minutes. I would say
Mm-hmm.
that by the time that goes live, it's probably going to have been 2 to 3 days worth of work for
Yeah.
27 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I say 2 to 3 days worth of work, I'm working from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. And so
Mm-hmm.
all of that for one scene. And I'm releasing one partnered scene per week, every single week for over a year now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of fucking work, and people don't realize that. And for me, like, I've shot fetish for so long that
Mm-hmm.
trying to conquer shooting hardcore is like a completely different game, because there is so much more of a time investment that is
Mm-hmm.
required. And I had no idea in 2019, or sorry, 2020, when I was like, all right, I'm going to start doing self-produced hardcore content. You know, I had
Mm-hmm.
no idea. And then here I am,
Yeah.
and I know that I don't even put in as much work as some of my peers. And I'm just
So
like,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna
I'm
tell you,
doing
I'm gonna tell you what's
a lot.
funny, right? That's why it's like, to me, I know, man, we look at y'all when y'all do solos. We just hate y'all. We hate y'all. Because what you just said. Yeah. Because first you got to find the person. Then of course you gotta account for two. The more people you add, you gotta account. Period. Because a game is a fucking. I've seen some shit show, and I've seen some game. You know, it the prep anything you got to do is, in my opinion, like when you're shot once a month. So you know what I'm saying? But I put the same type of hotels. So I imagine what was, you know,
Yeah.
really how much time frame goes into till you know, and I'm talking. That's where the prep began. You today time between that.
Gosh. So, that one's hard, because sometimes if I've worked with someone before, I have a good idea of how they work. And so, like, my friend Will, he and I have shot together numerous times, and I can expect him to show up on set, be ready to go, take my direction, and we get things done in less than an hour and a half. But I have other people where I've literally been on set for 4 to 5 hours just trying to get one scene done, because they're not that efficient, or they're having dick problems, or we're doing all of this extra stuff, and it's a lot of work. And so for me, it all
Yeah.
depends on the person I'm working with, you know. If I'm working with a cis woman, for example, cis women, we're fucking so easy to work with, because we don't have to get hard. We don't have to have a cum shot. We can just be like, all right, so we're going to eat each other's pussies in these positions. We're going to strap on fuck each other in these positions. Cool, let's fucking do it. And maybe there's one cut if we have to put on a strap on. Whoop de fucking do, you know?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I also shoot a lot of really complicated scenes, because I like things that are visually entertaining, that also are mentally stimulating. And so,
True.
like, I've been planning a shoot with one of my friends who's coming to town next month, and I'm trying to build a set. And like, I'm not a set builder. I haven't built sets since I was in high school working for the theater company. and I'm over here trying to turn one of my bedrooms into a heavenly scene, and I'm like, this is taking for fucking ever. It's a lot of work, a whole lot of
Yeah.
work. And the more complicated the scenario, the more work I
Mhm.
end up putting in. And
Yeah.
I just really like scenarios, so I tend to put a lot more in than people who are just
Yeah.
shooting like Gonzo style.
I hated doing Gonzo style. Like even when like when I brought girls here, we shot for a weekend. And we didn't even do Gonzo style with the POV so much. It might be like one POV like that. Another one would be more of a fan type situation, or the POV Uber driver type shit or something of that nature. And then, of course, when I hook up with my cameraman, it's I told her we doing nothing but role playing scenes. One girl like, well, why? Because I was like, if straight fuck scenes can become boring.
Yeah. Yeah, they
because you have
can.
Yeah, because psychologically, if you have a lead up to the fucking scene, it's gonna make you watch the scene. For
Yes. And like
yeah,
I'm a very cheesy, corny person. If you ever meet
mhm.
me in real life, like I'm just a weirdo. And so for me, I'm out here making like weird porn because it's the kind of porn I would want to watch. It's heavily
Yeah.
story based.
Mhm.
Throughout the scene, the story is constantly referenced because
Mhm.
to me, a story is very important. That's the kind of porn I like to watch. And
Mhm.
so I'm out here trying to make porn that I like to watch when I
Yeah.
am like, I would want to watch my own scenes. I don't because I find that really weird to get off to. But like,
Mhm.
I wish more people would make scenes the way I make scenes with heavy
Yeah.
storylines, with people that are actually at least trying to act. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's cheesy acting, I don't care if it's bad acting, but I want to see people act because to me that helps tell the story. It stimulates my mind. And like, especially for me, like if my mind's not stimulated, I'm not there. I'm not present. I'm not interested. And that goes in my personal sex life too. Like if someone can't
Mhm.
stimulate my mind, I don't get turned on,
Mhm. Oh no,
And
understand.
so
I'm sorry. It to me the bet the
exactly.
it's about conversation. It's about talking because I tell anybody this: if you can't turn me on with a conversation, why are we talking?
Yep.
Because I'm gonna look at it as you're born. If you're born with conversation, you're gonna be born in the bedroom. Why even waste my time?
I really like that thought, but I know some really boring people who have been incredible in bed. And I'm just like, where did this come from? I don't understand.
I guess they figured, since I'm born everywhere else, I could be amazing in this right here. Let's go. What my man said, a broken clock is right twice a day. There's always exceptions to the rule. Always. Always. But yeah, but I mean, but to me, I just think that that's part of what makes a porn star versus what we now consider the content creator. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
those thought processes, period. Don't get it twisted. I've seen some air quotes content creators that have done some porn shit and they need to go, they just need to step up the game a little bit, just a little bit, and go ahead and accept where they're heading. You know what I'm saying? But it's like to me, I've been said this for the longest. No matter what era hits, it always come back to us because people gonna get tired of straight fuck scene. They get tired of the 6 minute scene. They get tired of the usual I'm your boyfriend and I'm getting your head because I'm watching the game and drinking the beer. They want something that they can get into. They want a
exactly.
story, period. Because even when people masturbate, they do imagine a scenario that leads up to who they're masturbating about.
Exactly. And if you can help them get into that mindset, it does so much. Like, I don't know. So I really like massage scenes, and they're not
Me
good
too.
sellers for me, but I think that massage scenes are just like the easiest way to stimulate my
Hmm.
brain. Like
Hmm.
I love the idea of someone giving me a massage. I'm face down. They like start rubbing my legs. They move their hands up, and it flows into that kind of oh, I'm surprised that you're doing this, but I really like it. You know, and like it's just such an easy scenario. And
It's a
yet
layup.
so many people just, to me, they just, I don't know. I have a really hard time finding porn that really stimulates me the way I want it to. And so I very rarely find massage scene porn that does just that, where it is people acting surprised, people that are turned on by the scenario, people that are turned on by basically having their body worshipped, you know?
Hmm.
I'm a goddamn goddess. I want my body worshipped. I want to be touched. I want to be appreciated. And so for me, a massage scene is like perfect because being worshipped. I'm being touched. And
Yeah.
that's not even that weird of a scenario to me. Like, it's very
No.
vanilla. And then on the flip side, like, I shot a scene in my bathtub that involved fake sharks and having a shark attack. And, like, I don't know, I was a lifeguard in my bathtub. And if
But that
people
shit
can't,
sells though. I'm just saying. It sells. It
like,
might sound corny to people, but it do sell. You'd be surprised what the fuck we can film would actually sell people.
exactly. And, like, some of it really is a scenario. You know, my girlfriend shoots for a trans company that they deal with, like, physics and time travel and, like, all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And, like, I think it sounds really weird and strange, but my partner loves it. They're the people
I
that are
mean, if you pull
buying
it
the
off
porn
right, it's
loves
hot
it.
though. If you pull
Like,
it off right, it's hot too. And depending upon the era. Like
exactly.
me, like me, I would always do like the 1920s or the 1970s.
Yeah.
All day, you know what I'm saying? Because I just love the clothing, the lingo, the style, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and stuff. And speaking of massage scenes, I done a couple of them, and I tell anyone the key is you got to actually look like you are authentically giving her a massage. Like it's different between you just rubbing on her like you're horny versus a massage. So I used to give them an
Exactly.
actual real massage, like even to the point that I massaged the toes and everything, and the camera used to catch that. But what they don't realize is foot fetish.
Oh yeah. If someone
Clearly,
sucks my toes during a scene, like, instantly one of my favorite scenes
hashtag.
because I love having my toes sucked while someone is penetrating me. It's
I
an
used to do that.
incredible sensation that so many people don't even realize. Like, there are nerve endings on nerve endings on nerve
Uh,
endings in the soles of your feet and the toes of your feet. And,
mhm,
like, I want to be stimulated from head to
mhm,
toe. And so you get my brain working, you get the rest of me working, you start sucking my toes, or even just giving me a foot massage. Like,
mhm.
that is going to make good sex for me, whether it's off camera or on camera. Like, play with my feet a
You
little
just
bit,
said that was matter.
okay?
So, fellas, you heard it. When you hitting it missionary, suck on the toes.
Fuck it,
See,
missionary, mating press, any position. Like, I had someone who literally, he didn't tell me that he had a foot fetish, and we were
mm,
filming together, and he held my feet the entire time. And so afterwards I'm like, yo, do you have a foot fetish, bro? And he was like, yeah. I'm like,
good.
why didn't you, like, suck my toes? Why?
I I think that have a semi foot fetish because I don't know if I can claim it, but I know during scenes I sucked on toes. Of course, I love heels. And then, of course, like one of the things that I do like is when a girl barefooted, and my fans actually noticed it, and they wanted me to do it more in scenes where she put her feet pressed against my nipples with her toes between the nipples
You know,
when she get hit mission.
I never thought to do that until
And
somewhat
the visual
recently.
is hot now. Understand, especially from the upward angle or from the angle to where it's coming from. I can see you and I can see him and your feet.
I'm gonna have to
And
keep that in mind.
like my fans is like, yo, that shit hot, man. You need to do that again. You know what I'm saying? One fan bought it. He said, because I like a girl when I'm hitting it, she rubbing her toes on my nipples. I said,
Well,
I
like, a
glad
lot of guys are afraid to have their nipples stimulated. And
I
so,
like
like,
sucked.
I think nipple stimulation is really, really hot, whether it's on a man or a woman or a non binary person. Like, If you like nipple stimulation, fucking own it and let me play with your goddamn nipples. Like, come on. Whether it's
Yeah,
with my
I
feet, my
had no problem
fingers,
with
my
it.
tongue, I want to appreciate my partner's body. And if that's what they like, I want to give them what they like.
Yeah, and see that goes back to sensualness.
Yes.
See, and I'm starting to see a lot more of that coming back within porn now, because it was lost for about a year and a half or two.
I feel like the porn industry really took this turn into really rough porn. And like that's great if people are into that. But then the pandemic hit. And
Hmm.
I feel like people really started to need this extra intimacy that maybe they had in their real life, maybe they didn't have in their real life. But in porn, when we portray that intimacy, we connect with our viewers. And
Yeah.
so I've noticed that some of my more sensual scenes are just as good of sellers as some of my more intense or rougher scenes. And I think it's largely because people are craving intimacy. People are craving that sensual kind of love that comes from people that have real chemistry. And like, I can fake chemistry to an extent,
Hmm.
but I think that fans know when, like, I'm obviously very attracted to my partner. She's my girlfriend. And so
Hmm.
people love the porn that her and I create together
Hmm.
because there's actual intimacy there. Even
Yeah.
if I'm being rough with her, even
Hmm.
if the scene is something that we don't normally do in our own off camera sex life. Like,
Yeah.
people like to see the intimacy of her and I together because our chemistry is just, it's really good chemistry. Whereas
Hmm.
someone who I don't have chemistry with, like, I don't know, I feel like my fans can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, because to me, like one of the things, and it was just a not a pet peeve. I ain't gonna say a pet peeve, but I hate when girls that I work with didn't kiss, and the reason why, not because I'm a kisser, I like to kiss. That's not it. It's I know what a kiss can do to a scene visually.
Yes.
A good kiss, wow, he's hitting it missionary. Good, she's sucking him off. He stops her, looks at her like, damn it, and then give her a good ass sloppy kiss, and then shove the cock back in the mouth. That shit looks good, and it stimulates the person that watches it. It turns them on
Yes.
more, period. Versus, they don't never kiss during the fucking scene. Oh, and then, so they don't never kiss during the scene. And it's just more of a fuck. So it loses the centralness. No matter how,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Because even in, I hate to say it, real life, even in the random sex act, motherfuckers kiss.
Yes. I'm a big kisser. Kissing is probably the most physical thing that someone can do to me without like stimulating my brain. If someone is a good kisser, that will turn me on
Hmm.
more than like if someone touches my body in another way. Like if you just kiss me and give me those like real passionate kisses, that turns me on. And I don't
Yeah.
need much else. Or if someone stimulates my brain, whatever. But
Hmm.
in scenes, not everyone wants to kiss on camera. And for me, I'm like, ugh, to me, a kiss makes or breaks a scene. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying because I
Yeah.
love a good on camera kiss. I think
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's because, like, even when I see, like, like some of the male talents now, Armistice and Billy, I saw one kiss where the girl had him pressed against the wall and they kissed. You know what I'm saying? And it looked hot. It looked, even the picture looked hot. You feel what I'm
yes.
saying? Period. Because the key is energy, and people don't understand the right energy that comes off of that scene is going to be the tell whether it's going to sell well or not.
Yes. A
The
good
little
kiss.
subtleties make the
Oof,
difference.
a good
The
kiss
little,
just goes a really long way and like
yeah.
people don't understand. Like, I don't know. I shoot with a lot of people that like
Hmm.
kissing and I shoot with a lot of people who don't like kissing. And I think
Well,
my
if you shot
best
with me, we would
selling
be kissing.
say what?
If you shot with me, we would be kissing. Because damn it, if I have a scenario where yeah, you my girlfriend, no, no, you better damn kiss. They ain't gonna make sense.
Exactly. I don't know. I know that there are a lot of people out there, like swingers, in my experience, swingers don't kiss outside their relationship. And that doesn't apply to all swingers, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the swingers that I have encountered don't kiss outside of their relationship. And it is
Mm-hmm.
so intimate. And like, I get it, but at the same time, I just want to kiss everybody. And if I can't kiss
Mm-hmm.
someone during the scene, to me,
Yeah.
it pulls me out of the scene because I can't
Mm-hmm.
connect to this person in this way.
Yeah.
And a good kiss will literally make a good scene. It'll make a scene better. It'll make a scene great. Whereas like no kissing, that's cool, but like what if there was kissing?
Because to me, it just tense,
Exactly.
especially as a former actor myself. She was, I guess, oh, I did every position twice. She 45 minutes.
To me, I guess part of like a good kiss is it makes the scene more real. And I
Yeah.
think we as porn stars have this awkward burden of realism that I don't think we really need to have the burden of. But
Mm-hmm.
on the flip side, like if we are kissing, we are creating this level of realism within our porn because we are showing something that people do in their everyday lives with their partners, their loved ones, their spouses. And so it makes it more realistic for people. Even when the scene
Yeah.
is something completely outlandish, like I'm a lifeguard in a bathtub, there is still kissing. And so it still brings people in a way that makes them feel good, that makes them feel like, okay, these two adults are consenting, they're kissing,
Mm-hmm.
they're really into each other because we can see this intimate moment of them kissing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know about you, I don't kiss people I'm not attracted to, but
True.
like my job is also to do that.
Yeah, actually, because people must forget before there was the word porn star, they were called porn actors.
Yeah.
Keyword actor. You feel what I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Even think about how many actresses have to do a love making scene, and nowadays the love making scene is damn near no different than what she's doing. The only difference is they're not penetrating.
Yeah.
Because I done seen a couple of movies. Hell, I done seen some soap operas where I'm like, damn, well, y'all Playboy today. Y'all Playboy today. Shit. Y'all might would just because Playboy, they show tits and all that. It's funny how the movies have became Playboy now. Cause it used to be the movies that did the love scenes kiss and then just fade to black and then they come back smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Now, and Playboy was they do the do, you don't see the penetration. You see the girl head motion, you don't see the dick in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they fade. You don't never see a pop shot. Now it's Playboy stuff and then move the actual TV out of this piece, damn near. I mean, TV and movies. So it's like we are actors, no different than what Holly Berry is. And a lot of people are like Holly Berry. Yes, no different. We actually have to act the role. We have to play a part. We have to wear a mask.
Exactly. And another thing going off the acting part is many many porn performers are not we don't have acting classes. We don't have
No.
improv classes. But porn stars are more we know how to improv. It comes with the job and not everyone is great at it and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we all miss a beat or something. But like Halle Berry, how good is she at improving? Like could she just be witty on the spot the same way that a porn star is? I don't know. I don't know Halle Berry, but people seem to forget that we do act and some of our acting is really cheesy and corny and some of it is completely improv and so even when we are
Mm-hmm.
acting you're still getting the human behind the role. I
Yeah.
improv a lot in my scenes because, I have a really shitty memory. And so if someone asks me to remember a specific line, I'm probably not
Thank
going to remember it, but
me
I can
neither.
improv it.
Me neither. Everything was improv. I just gave her bullet points. That was it. I want you to be you. But what you do,
Yes.
play this and hit this. That's it. You know,
But
because
we
yeah,
have to
because
be we have to be good actors because otherwise our scenes lack the realism that people want from their porn.
yeah, yeah, because like I said, even to I did a rape play scene, and she told me she's like, no, 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 I want you to be rough with me. She said I want to be authentic, and that's what people gotta understand about authentic. Authentic, because you understand what it this world. You got to be authentic when it comes to that, especially certain fashions, especially BDSM.
Yeah.
You know, period. So that's why I tell people never. The biggest mistake I think this era makes is they underestimate the intelligence of the average porn fan. And
Porn
the
fans
better
are
your
smart.
yeah, because the better your porn is, the more it's going to sell. And when you say cheesy, well, I hate to say it, we would always be cheesy. I don't think
Exactly.
that actually they'd never be great, but that won't the point. You know, it the whole purpose was to soften you up for the fuck scene, because that's when it gets serious. It's kind of like the it's like comedy. Porn, the fucking was the straight man, because there's nothing. There ain't no comedy in it. You know about it. The skit was the comedian, because you're gonna laugh at the skit. You're gonna remember how cheesy it is, but the point is you're gonna remember that skit, which in
Yeah.
turn gonna make you remember the whole scene. Because I
Yeah.
never forget when I look, like I tell people, go back and look at the porn in the 80s and look at the time of the fucking, how long they went fucking. I guarantee you will not find one before nine that was 20 minutes long. Most I've seen, but the scene itself was 30 because the setup was so good that you thought they fucked for 40 minutes.
And that's
The
where the
psychotic.
acting comes in. That's where the chemistry comes in. And like people I have this idea of porn consumers where they particularly certain kinds of porn consumers, but there's this
Mm,
burden of realism that gets put on porn. And
yeah.
if people really wanted realism, they would just fuck their spouses and call it a day.
Hmm.
But like in porn, if I don't feel like fucking, it doesn't matter because I have a job to do. And so I'm going to try to make that job as fun as I can. And so a scenario really helps me on like my off days where I'm like, all right, I have a shoot today, but I'm just like mentally checked the fuck out. And it
Hmm.
happens to everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but like a good scenario will make it so you never know that I'm just not in the mood to fuck that day. A good scenario will mask it. It will create this even deeper imagination for the viewer where they can see themselves in the role. And ultimately, I'm not a cis man, so I don't know, but I feel like a lot of cis men really want to see themselves in that role. They picture,
Yeah.
their best friend's mom, their sister's best friend, all of these roles where, you know, I used to imagine hooking up with one of my brother's friends.
Hmm.
And I've seen porn that I really enjoyed where it enabled me to be the female in that situation because I was like, oh yeah, I used to actually imagine like fucking one of my brother's friends. And the reality of fucking one of my brother's friends was not fun, but the porn version sure as heck was. And at the end of the day, we're just providing an escape for people. We're no different than a Hollywood movie. It's just that
Yeah.
people get off to us. And I mean, in all honesty, people get off to Hollywood movies too, just kind of
Yeah.
in a different way. And that's okay.
Because I think what it is that when OnlyFans can't hide, uh, reality, they want to deter reality porn,
Yeah.
and I think they got it twisted and construed. It's not reality porn, meaning that it ain't real people fucking. No, it's the thought of real people fucking. That
Yeah.
what makes money,
Yeah.
period. And it's like when I think about it, because what it means, like I told somebody I told somebody a couple years ago, I do what is called reality. porn. And he was like, well, what's that? And he was like, I said, well, basically, I do scenes that are relatable to the regular person that's not too far fetched.
Yes.
Period. And that what they want. The guy, yeah, there's an Uber driver. There are Uber drivers out there that wish they could actually get some. You feel me? But trust me, we don't.
Exactly.
It's very rare that a porn star actually fucks the Uber driver. Let's just be real. That doesn't. It's because some men you might throw that on him. He ain't gonna know how to handle it. He gonna be like, Can I just drive you? That's it. Can I just drive you? I mean, nice teeth, thank you, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Not every man gonna jump in it. Not every man when he brings the pizza, you better think he gonna want to come inside. Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? It's simulated, but
Exactly.
and
And it gives consumers the a way to envision themselves in a role, even if there's no POV aspect to a scene,
yeah.
just being able to stimulate your mind with, I am imagining that this is me fucking my sister's best friend or whatever. Like, it still brings people into the story in a relatable way. And I think reality porn is really cool in that way because, yeah, okay, some reality porn is to me a little outlandish, but at the same time, like, cool. I get to imagine myself fucking my brother's friend. And in this scenario, my brother's friend is a lot hotter than my brother's friends ever were in real life.
I'm just saying. Trust me, when you have those scenarios, it ain't gonna exactly be the person. It's just a scenario where you're gonna fit who you would want in it. Period. So,
Exactly.
but see, that's a bit. That's why I said our game is built off of fantasy,
It
and
really is.
that what made the money. It's just social media, the news, because yes, they made OnlyFans. I just heard that Sean Paul and got they Ty Dolla Sign that did an OnlyFans song. I'm like, see, they keep pushing this shit, and I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody's saying, and y'all ain't got to like it or want to hear it. It's we're going through the devaluation of porn business and the porn star because the glorification of average people doing what we do because that's what they wanted to be. They want everyone to participate, not anybody to watch,
Yeah.
which in turns fucks up the game in many ways. I mean, don't get it twisted. This era is great for the content creator, more so because this is what they were talking about at 8 when I was sending girls out to California. This is what they were telling girls back then. No, get your own site. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to get paid scenes. Now, shit, you are a princess by the girl that want to pay scene nowadays. They would no, I have an OnlyFans. I need content. I need content. But like I said, but it's just to me that but see, that's what I mean by part of the evaluation is that you're taking away what's great. Just like I always talk about heels. Girls don't wear heels no more. I'm like, y'all don't realize on a foot fetish, that's actually part of the foot fetish. Dudes get off on seeing girls in open toe heels, especially the right ones. Oh my goodness. And you got some pretty feet in the veins. Ooh, and you got nice legs, and people don't realize it make them calves look so muscular,
Hell
look
yeah.
so just and tight. I'm just a little tidbit, thigh high stockings. I don't need to say no more. Let me stop before I get turned on. Damn it.
A good pair of heels can make or break a scene because heels, like you said, they make legs look really nice. And honestly, heels are an instant butt lift too because
Yes.
it forces those muscles to be turned on. And when, like, even when I am taking pictures of myself, if I'm barefoot, I am standing on my tippy toes to get that perfect ass shot because I know
Mm-hmm.
that high heels do that more than me just like standing flat footed. And I always forget to wear heels in scenes. And I kick myself because I'm like, I have foot fetish fans. I know this. And I'm letting those folks down, and I don't want to let them down. And so you're reminding me that my next shoots, your girl's gonna be wearing heels. Just you wait and see.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the pictures because I'm sorry. Because to me, it's two positions that it like this. Any position with a girl wearing heels, especially like when she's riding. I don't think a lot of girls think about this. Put your legs up on his thighs to where the heels is up on his thighs, and you're still riding him. And what it does is it makes the back arch more when you're riding the dick, and it makes the visual look even sexier because you got the heels pointing in. But yeah, okay. I gotta get this out so y'all understand. She's riding the dick. This is cowgirl. She takes her legs to where she's hooks inside his thigh, her feet inside his thigh. What it does, it
Mhm.
makes the heels point like inward to where they're almost touching. But her legs are still spread wide to where she's still riding the dick. That visual is fucking hot. I saw that in a porn, and I have duplicated it so many fucking times. And I always, anytime when I have that ride sequence like that, I always make sure to, because that visual is hot. The heels pointing, you see the dick going in piece. Oh man, that shit. So or there, it's in the air, grab the heels. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it because I would have been mad if I wasn't able to finish. Would have been mad, but yeah, try that. Take out heels with um with the ride sequence. Tell me if that visual don't look fucking. I'm telling
I
you,
believe
even from the
I'm
side.
gonna give it a shot for science, but I already believe you because I love seeing women in heels. Women in heels is just like a whole nother thing. It just looks sexy. It looks put together, and seeing someone riding with their heels under thighs and like the heels are touching, that just sounds really visually stimulating to me.
Yeah, it just it's God. It's like damn. First time I did it, he went to where he see the side. He took a picture of this bitch. Yeah. Well, so Miss everybody where they can spend on.
Yes, so the easiest place to find me is my website, sydneyscreams.com. That's Sydney with a Y, Sydney, screams.com. A lot of people spell my name wrong. Don't do that. Um, I'm on Twitter at Sydney underscore screams. I'm on Instagram at Sydney Screams. You can also check out my mini vids, which is sydneyscreams.minivids.com. That's where you can find all of my hardcore content. Currently, everything is on sale. Hopefully, by the time that this airs, it will still be on sale so you all can buy some of my porn on the cheap. I don't do sales often, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, just Google Sydney Screams and you're pretty likely to find me.
You also will find her smokers lounge because she will be coming down. When you come back, we're gonna have to the premium smoke room. So enjoy it.
Sounds good to me.
And the premium is a little bit way more innocent and way more can and way, period where we go dirty. So and that's $4.90 a month, and you get great extra for podcast plus get to hear this sexy lady talk a little dirty only for you people.
Oh,
All you
snap.
gotta do is subscribe. All you gotta do is subscribe. So life.
Yep. Sorry, you broke up for a minute there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I you came back.
Yeah, let's do it again sometime soon.
No doubt. All right, bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Hey, how you doing? Let me tell you about a great deal. Why don't you come on over to the premium smoke room? There ain't no smoke like premium smoke. I'm talking about 4 premium podcasts. I'm talking about Miss Spit Queen and the Porn Rap Star. I'm talking about Pilgrim on Wrestling. I'm talking about Causing Havoc with Princess Havoc, as well as the Read Daily Report. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 STO Dark. Plus also extra premium episodes for some of the hottest ladies and gents in the business of porn. And all this for $4.99 a month. I'm talking about 5 to 6 extra episodes a week on top of the free shit that you get. So do the math. Great deal. Only on Spotify, only on Anchor. Come check me out. Come catch this premium smoke.
Black Wall Street is now online, baby. That's right. Visit the GW District. Shop the very best in men's and women's apparel and accessories, home decor, office supplies, books, pantry items, and so much more. The GW District is a retail marketplace of black-owned products and media. We're both veteran and black-owned, and we're bringing you the best online shopping experience with products made by small businesses. Come and experience the GW District difference today at shopgwdistrict.com. That's shopgwdistrict.com. The GW District, a retail marketplace of black-owned products and media.
That's right. That's right.